Hello, you lovely ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mings, and today we're checking out another Days of Ruin game on the channel. This one was submitted to me at mangsawbwreplays@gmail.com. Yes, you can use it to submit Tiny Wars replays. I don't mind at all. And today we're taking a look at those wacky custom COs from Tiny Wars that the site does. So one of the COs is, of course, Isabella, who is a cartridge CO. She's really damn good. Her CO zone isn't anything special, only 2 zone with a slight boost to offense and defense, but of course it's her power that makes her so incredibly potent. It gives, indirect units +1 range. It's a little bit nerfed on the site. It's not +2 range like it was on the cartridge, but she still gets that +2 movement bonus, which is incredibly strong. However, she's up against Lee. This design is interesting. I think I know what it's inspired from, but I don't know if I can say it on the channel. But yeah, Lee, he is a CO that is all about movement. His CO zone is 3, and he grants any unit within his CO zone a passive +1 bonus to movement. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, day-to-day movement. As long as they begin their turn inside his CO zone, then they will get +1 movement. I don't know I think if he moves his zone to a unit that hasn't moved yet, I still think that they also get the +1 move, so you can kind of double up if you know how to utilize this. I tried to play a game as this guy, and my goodness, this CO has a high skill ceiling, because constantly trying to think ahead and get as much use out of his movement powers as possible is actually a lot harder than it seems. And of course, the superpower does what you might expect, it boosts movement even further. So it's not a big power boosts, but globally it gives +2 movement to all units on the map. So it's basically Adder's Sidewinder. But what I'm really fascinated about with this CO is just the passive movement bonus within his zone, which is an incredibly cool mechanic. And honestly, it makes me kind of wish that Advanced Rush by Web started to incorporate some custom COs as well. Yes, I know, the reason why custom COs exist on Tiny Wars is because the roster is just so small on this site. Like, Days of Ruin doesn't have a lot of COs. They have like, what, 10 or something? Which isn't a lot. But man, wouldn't it be cool if Advanced Rush by Web allowed some custom COs? I'm just saying, it would spice up a 20-year-old metagame quite a bit. And, I used to not like it, but now I've started to like it. Now I even play some of the custom COs myself when I play, so. Anyway, the map that we're playing on today is called Ruffian Ridge. It's a map that's kind of split in 2 by a giant mountain range. You got HQs kind of exposed in the middle, so there can actually be some HQ camps sometimes. There's some meteors you can blast down, which will allow you to kind of send units over to the other side. There is also a little pathway right here where you can send units, but in most of the games I played on this map, it's kind of like a top battle versus a bottom battle. It's like, it's an army here, it's an army here, and there's like 2 fronts. Yeah, sure, you can reinforce, but for the most part, you don't want to. And this is kind of, there's sort of like a strong side, weak side component here where you have 2 bases here and 1 base over here. Of course, you can send units north, but they have to go through some wasteland and some woods, so they're a little bit slower to get there. But overall, it's a pretty cool map. We got some comm towers, which boost defense and attack in Days of Ruin, and also gives income, which I learned the hard way as I was playing a game the other day. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how this new custom CO, Lee, holds up against one of the best COs in Isabella. Both movement COs, which is interesting to see. Let's get started. Let's get started. There you go. So yeah, oh my god, we get to listen to the lovely Isabella theme. And Lee he uses the classic Days of Ruin soundtrack, which I think is fine. It kind of suits him a little bit. So we need to pay attention. So one of the things that I thought maybe was going to be the case when I saw the CO was, do you just load your CO into an infantry unit and get the movement bonus immediately, or a bike? I did this once. I don't think it really worked out all that great, because at the end of the day, you're not really able to apply a lot of pressure with an infantry unit. It might be better to just use a tank. But I figured, if you can load him into an infantry unit, and you can use that infantry unit to get some captures that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get, then it might actually not be so bad. But I don't think that is what Gelden, the player, I haven't even spoken about the player, Yoshi and Gelden. We should probably check them out briefly. I think they're like mid-level players, yeah, 1143 versus a 1306. Again, it's kind of, rating is kind of weird in this game, or on Tiny Wars, because the player pool is so small. You can see both of these players haven't played a lot. Gelden is by far the more experienced of the two. So that's something worth keeping track of. But I'm just kind of curious to see how Lee is going to perform here. Passive movement boosts are so rare. Drake is pretty much the only CO in the game that has them in Advanced Wars. You don't really see it in Days of Ruin. You see CO power movement boosts, but not passive CO power movement boosts. So we can see that Geldon has not put his CO unit into an infantry so far. So we'll see how that goes, if he's just going to load it into a tank or whatnot. Artillery coming out from Yoshi. I have a feeling he's going to load Isabella into an artillery. That's what Ponsegradas loves doing when I play against him. He loves putting Isabella into an artillery every single time. And there's the tank coming out from Geldon. So I'm expecting him to load his CO unit into this tank and use that tank to boost movement. So let us see how he utilizes the CO zone. It's going to be interesting. Bikes and infantry moving out, doing the little cappy caps all over the map. Bikes seem to be built pretty frequently on this map, so yeah, let's see what he does. Yeah, indeed, he loads his CO into the tank. And then, as you can see right now, look at the infantry, it gets that extra bonus movement. And he wants to make sure that he utilizes his zone to the max, so he gets as much... Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I actually need to... Yeah, so this spike was here. 1, 2... I'm not 100% sure if the movement bonus applies to a unit that you move into, or if you have to start your units in the zone. But either way, I think the spike was slowed down by the wasteland, so that's why I didn't move further. At the end of the day, you only get +1 move, so it's not like it's going to carry you faster over terrain or anything like that, but it is pretty significant, I'd say. And my goodness, it must be a nightmare to play against the CO. I must admit, I haven't played him yet. I've only played one game as him, and I found him very difficult to use. But let's see what happens here. So Geldon moves in here, and he just goes for it, man. He goes for the first strike with the bike. Seems kind of reckless to me, but I mean, he does have this tank that he can move forward with. And yeah, the extra movement coming in clutch right now for Geldon, really utilizing Lee's movement boost to get some nice first strikes. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But that bike is probably dead, and it is. And a tank is coming in here for Yoshi as well. Lots of mechs moving forward. Mechs are incredibly popular in Days of Ruin due to their lowered price. So we usually see, obviously, a lot of mechs, and even in the pro games we see mechs as well. So it seems like Yoshi's gonna be content just putting Isabella into this artillery right here. Pretty nice to keep her kind of sheltered in a CO unit in the back, because again, her power is really what makes her strong. So we can see here that Geldon has accumulated a little bit of energy, a little bit more, and he'll be able to increase that CO zone and increase his movement boosts. Both these COs are kind of similar in that their CO zone isn't super strong, like firepower and defense-wise, but of course Lee's CO zone is pretty damn good. So you can see he's keeping his CO center right here, providing a big movement boost to all these units. Oh, nice little artillery snipe right there from Yoshi. You see the energy is building up right now, so we're probably going to see some powers in this game, I imagine. Moving out with the battlecopter. Lots of mechs marching towards the enemy right now. More battlecopters coming in as well. Battlecopters incredible. My goodness, look at all these mechs being built here. My goodness. So many mechs! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mechs out of Yoshi. Lee does not seem to want to build as many mechs, but he's really building up his power level right now. Yeah, look at that. He just leveled up his zone, so it's now 4. And he now has 36 energy out of 60, so Yoshi better be careful here. That movement boost is going to be pretty significant. I have to think that as Lee, you probably want to sit on your power for a while, because again, just having that 5 CO zone is that's like Foresight level CO zone right there. That's actually pretty incredible. As you can see right here, it only gives 10-10, which is kind of weak, but still a boost at the end of the day. But my goodness, look at the slow army of doom just marching with so many mechs. How are you supposed to like attack into this? I don't think Geldon is going to attack into this, but he is marching, utilizing that infantry movement. And he's actually sending some units through this little canal right here to go north. So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going on here. Oh, he's going in. Oh, he's attacking the CO unit. bringing the artillery down to 4 HP, ladies and gentlemen. That is pretty devastating. Yoshi will have no choice but to pull back now, and if he's not careful, he's just going to lose the CO unit entirely, which would be absolutely devastating. And look at this tank right now. Lee has, or Geldon has his CO zone right here. This is literally 4-side CO range right here. This is crazy. All those units within this little zone are going to get +1 bonus to their movement. Really, really strong. So let's see what Yoshi does now. He has to retreat. Oh, is he sacking units to build up his CO? I guess he is. He doesn't get it, though. He kind of needs to build another artillery so he can reinforce into the existing one, because this thing is so vulnerable right now. More mechs coming out. I would definitely build an artillery, I think. Oh, nice. Even gets a little snipe on the CO unit right there. Does not build an artillery. Okay. All right, Geldon. Oh! He pops his power. He pops his power. +2 global movement to all units on the map, ladies and gentlemen. Also gets the 10-10, which isn't that big a deal, but, I mean, this is pretty crazy right now. So I think this artillery is dead for sure right now. This is going to be a monster push for sure. Yeah, look at that movement. This is Adder's superpower right here. Boom. 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 Is he going to get the CO unit? I don't think he can. The walls are just a little too good. I don't know about the CO power, man. I think maybe he would have been better off sitting on it. I understand the inclination to pop it. It's a good push, but I feel like if you're not going to get the enemy CO unit, then it's probably not worth it, in my opinion. But let's see what happens here. It's still a pretty good push. Here comes the counterattack. Yoshi's doing a good job interrupting all these little properties right here. More mechs marching towards the opponent. And he's not successful in killing the CO unit, which would shut down the power immediately, by the way. But yeah, okay. Just keeping this 4 HP artillery around. I mean, it's gonna get picked off now, I think. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get exposed. So yeah, yeah. Now there it goes. There it goes. Boom. Oh, that's huge. So yeah, I think Yoshi should have pulled the artillery further back and reinforced a fresh artillery into it. That is the problem with having your CO unit in an indirect unit, is they can't retaliate, which is kind of bad. So that's it's looking bad for Yoshi right now. I'm thinking this game looks won for Geldon, but we'll see what happens here. I mean, Isabella can mount a good comeback, so let's see what happens here. Can she do something? She's pushing a little bit in the north right here. And Geldon is like maybe spreading himself a little bit thin. Oh, loading Isabella into a battlecopter. Interesting. Maybe something can happen here. I mean, if Isabella gets a deep strike, then this battle will be turned around really fast. But let's see what Geldon can do right here. He continues to move a lot of his units north. He's repairing a CO unit, gathering units around it. Oh no, never mind. He's actually going on the offense. Oh boy, okay. Oh wow, he's getting real aggressive now. I think this tank is probably dead though, if I'm going to be completely honest. Maybe not. We'll see. Here comes the counterattack. Geldon's CO zone just leveled up. Maybe, yeah, maybe Yoshi actually can kill the tank this turn. No, I don't think Yoshi can. So yeah, Yoshi needs to be careful not to walk into a second Geldon superpower. That would be really bad. Alright, in comes the tanks. A medium tank is being built now as well. But retreating, that's smart. There's too many green units around this area right now. Definitely a smart thing to, you know, pull back, gather your army around your CO unit. War tank coming out of Geldon right now. That's a good unit right there, boosted by the movement. And he seems to have a really strong standing army right here. Lots of mechs marching towards as well. I like the artillery. There are some, like, property-wise, I mean, they are tied at 21k income. But Geldon will lose this income right now, so there's going to be a slight disparity. Oh, wow. Okay. Yoshi Rider going hard on the south right here. and has successfully leveled up his own. I like that he has another battlecopter to reinforce into his CO unit should it take damage. Very important to do that. You want to keep your CO unit strong and healthy. Very important to do that. And battlecopter is very hard to repair on the front lines. I don't know if building like temporary airports is anything that you want to do. I haven't seen it done, I think, once in any of my replays that I've watched. I don't think it's really part of the meta. Alright, let's see how Geldon's counterattack comes in here. He charges in, takes out the anti-air, comes in with a CO unit, attacks the medium tank, and he's at 50 energy right now. I think he's gonna, yeah, there we go. His CO zone is once again back to 5. But can he keep his CO unit alive? It looks a little bit exposed to me, but he puts a bike over it, so maybe he'll be able to do something here. But look at that, Yoshi Rider has 43 energy, so only a little bit of extra, only a few engagements, and we might actually see a deep strike next turn. But man, he's got to keep this battlecopter alive. He needs to reinforce into it. He needs to reinforce into it, and there we go. Deep strike is ready. Now reinforce the battlecopter. Don't lose it. Actually, is there a way that ooh, yeah, this anti-air right here. This if he pops the superpower, the anti-air can take down the CO unit. Ooh, I don't think we're gonna see a deep strike, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, no, this battlecopter is probably dead. Yeah. Yeah, no, this is not looking good for Isabella, I think, but we'll see. It's Geldon's turn. I think he's gonna pop his... Yeah, he pops his power, and there goes the CO unit immediately. So close to getting Deep Strike, man. So close to getting Deep Strike, and here comes the pain. The War Tank. Moving in. Battlecopter getting the first strike. That movement boost is really strong. And just denying Isabella that Deep Strike, which is so pivotal to her army. But that being said, Yoshi Rider still has a pretty strong army, so let's see what happens here. 30 units to Geldon's 19, so the unit count is definitely in Yoshi's favor. And having a better unit count than your opponent is actually pretty important. But man, it is a chaotic brawl taking place in the center right now. Just units everywhere, attacking left, right, and center. I gotta say, as much as I like Lee's push here, or Geldon's push, I'm starting to think that Yoshi's unit count is unbeatable at this point, because look at that, 28 to 15 units. Like, when you have twice the unit count over your opponent, even if most of those units are injured, it is just such a big deal. But let's see if Geldon can mop up some of these units. There's a lot of stragglers here, and he's actually equalizing this unit count pretty well, even damaging the CO unit. And just like that, he may have swung the battle back in his favor. We'll see. It looks like it's going to be like a bottom versus top battle here. He's going to be very careful, Geldon, to not lose his CO unit. But look at this. The mechs have arrived, and they're capturing a lot of properties right now. This comm tower is about to flip over. And once this comm tower flips, that's a 10% attack and defense boost advantage in favor of Yoshi, which is kind of hard to fight against. So even though we've seen 2 superpowers from Geldon right now, it looks like Yoshi might still take this, just due to playing better. I guess superpowers aren't that important in Days of Ruin. But let's see what happens here. Lee's on the warpath right now. He's mopping up stragglers. And he has his war tank situated right on top of Yoshi Rider. Oh, there goes the CO unit. Bye-bye. We're never going to see that Isabella Deep Strike, are we? Never. He has his mega tank situated right on the HQ, so if he had an infantry unit to follow this up with, I mean, he does have one down here. This bike is very injured, though. He could start capturing his opponent's HQ, but of course, the same can be said for Yoshi. I mean, there's only a tank defending this HQ, so are we going to see an HQ rush? I think we might actually see an HQ rush, ladies and gentlemen. So now it will damaging the infantry. That's huge. That's huge. So that was the one infantry that I think might have been able to take out, and now Yoshi Rider is going with a healthy bike, capturing the HQ. Is Lee going to be able to deal with this? I mean, sure, he can break this wall easily enough and interrupt, but what happens the turn after, though? I think this is going to come down to an HQ race. More units coming out. Yeah, it looks like Yoshi Rider might take this. We'll see what Geldon is able to do here. Is he going to be able to completely interrupt here? He has a battlecopter and a tank in range. I think he might be able to completely interrupt it. Yeah, there we go. And it goes down. Very nice. So here comes the... Okay, if he can just get a single infantry unit in range. He's so close, and yet so far. But Geldon, once again, has his CO power ready. And I think he's probably going to pop it. It's not going to be quite enough to reach the HQ in time, though. But first comes Yoshi's counterattack. He needs to deal as much damage as he can to this force right here to keep his HQ safe. But he has a lot more infantry in the area, so I think he's going to be able to... But again, these HQs are not as easy to take as you might think. They're so close to your opponent's bases, so they're very hard to take over. So, Geldon, once again, are we going to see a third superpower? Or is he just going to keep the boosts? It looks like he's not popping it. He's saving it. He's saving his power. I think he wants to try and save it for the HQ cap, potentially. But of course, he needs to keep his tank alive if that's going to be the case. Yeah, he's saving it. If he pops it right now, if he pops it next turn, he can take the HQ. All right, this is an intense match from Yoshi right here. Oh, lots of battlecopters coming in, using the CO's unit to defend the HQ. The mechs march on. They're capping properties. Yoshi Rider has an insane income boost right now, 25k to 17k. So the longer this battle goes on, the stronger Yoshi will become. So it is in Yoshi's best advantage to just stall this out, because that income advantage is quite insane at this point. Alright, Geldon. Let us see if we're going to see the third superpower of this game. Not yet. Not yet. He's waiting for more units. He's keeping the CO zone instead of popping his superpower. It may be the right move, but he needs infantry units, because it is in his best interest to end the map quickly right now, because he's so far behind on income. I legitimately have no idea who's going to win this. This is a very tense match. I mean, Yoshi looks to be in the lead, but I mean, one superpower can turn that around incredibly quickly. So now the mechs are really starting to accrue some value. There's so many of them, you can't really safely engage them anymore. Like, what do you do against a mech ball like this? They're going to be on your base soon. And Yoshi continues to defend his HQ really well. So many battlecopters. Yeah, I think Geldon really needs to build more anti-air. Like, I know he built one, but I think maybe 2 anti-airs. I mean, he has 2 anti-airs on the way. But I'm starting to think maybe a 3rd anti-air would be an idea here, because these battlecopters are just harassing him with impunity, and here comes the superpower. He is tired of waiting. Actually, he's sending... Okay, interesting. He fails to kill the battlecopter. I don't know if that was a luck roll. But he has to do something about this mech ball that's encroaching on his territory right now. But, I don't know, man. Very, very annoying for him that he didn't get the CO unit. That's pretty huge, in my opinion. But yeah, man, this battle just swings back and forth. Now the income is kind of equalizing for Geldon as well. I have no idea who's going to win this. We're on day 23, ladies and gentlemen, and I still have no idea who's in the lead. Both players just fighting so hard over this HQ. Ooh, this 1 HP battlecopter is probably going to die, I think, unless he can somehow find a way to break through here. But man, this mech ball, it will not be deterred. It just will not be deterred. More mechs. We're almost on day 24, ladies and gentlemen. And Geldon is trying hard to put a dent into this mech ball, but it's just, it will not die. It's just too powerful. Meanwhile, the attack on the HQ continues. Now the anti-air is starting to come in. Still not able to pick off this 1 HP battlecopter CO units. That CO zone is still going to be active for another turn. But looks like Geldon's gaining some momentum right here. He's equalizing the income somewhat. The unit count is pretty similar. Army values are heavily in Geldon's favor right now, but of course Yoshi still needs to deploy units, so we'll see how that goes. But Yoshi's defense of his HQ is very impressive, I gotta say, and I think he's like 1 energy away from his CO power, so if he can somehow keep this battlecopter just alive for 1 more turn, which I think is gonna be hard to do. There's so many units about. He has to pull it back, but if he pulls it back, he will... Yeah, this is probably the safest position he could put it in, but like 1... If he maybe it'll be safe, actually. We'll see. He's 1 energy away from the deep strike, and the deep strike would be so massive in the situation with the +2 move. But here comes the Geldon push, and he's looking pretty powerful now. But man, it's just... every time I think one of them has a lead, the game equalizes again. What an incredible match right here. But a lot of infantry are moving in on the HQ right now, and I think he didn't capture this turn. He killed instead, but he will start capturing next turn. And Geldon cleverly kept his units away from the CO zone range as to not give Yoshi any energy this turn. Good that he's combining. Deep Strike is going to be a thing now. There is no anti-air in range with this Battlecopter, so Deep Strike is going to happen next turn. That is inevitable. So we'll see what Geldon does, whether he like pulls his units back or what he decides to do. We'll see. I think we're finally going to see the Deep Strike, ladies and gentlemen. I think Geldon has committed to just taking out as many units as he can before the Deep Strike becomes a thing, but now he is capturing, and with 14 points left, that HQ is going to fall in 2 days unless something happens. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's going to happen. I think we're going to finally see the Isabella superpower. If he doesn't pop it now, he never will, I think. What? He attacked. Okay. I guess he wants to zone? I guess he... because here's the thing, you can't attack and pop your power. You have to move. You can move and pop your power, but you cannot attack. So maybe Yoshi just felt that attacking with the Battlecopter was more important than getting the Deep Strike. Which, I mean, sure. But I have to imagine that the Deep Strike would be a great counter-push tool right now. But maybe he just wanted to build up his unit count a little bit. But now I think we're going to see another superpower coming in very soon. No, he's not popping it. He's keeping the zone. Both players are sitting... oh, he does another join cap. Ooh, if he had popped his power, this might have been a kill. Or maybe not. It would have just been 10%. But yeah, look at that. Join capping right now. Surely now we're going to see the Deep Strike. No? Nope. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. 2 movement to all units. Surely he'll be able to interrupt the HQ cap now. Well, he interrupts it, but are there any bikes? There's no bikes in range that can actually... oh my goodness. This match is driving me crazy, man. Look at those mechs sprinting over the rivers and mountains. Day 27! I still don't know who's gonna win. I have no... this match is insane, man. I don't even know what to say anymore at this point. When is this match gonna end? Duster coming out from Geldon right now to counter those. I think a Duster would have been a good move a while ago. Maybe even a CO unit and a Duster to get that extra move. Because they're so... like, Battlecopters have been the response all game from Yoshi. Those Battlecopters have been so annoying. I feel like a Duster or even a Fighter would have been a very good move. But man, now Yoshi just won't let up. Yoshi's like, nope, you ain't taking this HQ. And it looks like Yoshi will actually be able to defend here. Absolutely crazy. Still not popping his CO power. He has to retreat now. I don't know why you would capture there. That seems like a cope capture in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, Geldon has no choice right now to just, once again, pull his forces back. Rebuild and attempt to go for another push at the HQ. I mean, he's sitting on his power right now, which is powerful. And I like the Duster. I think the Duster is a very good addition to the army. I think these Battlecopters need to be taken down. Oh my god. Oh. Gotta be very careful that you don't lose your CO unit sitting on that very, very powerful power and that 5-zone range. Let's see what Geldon decides to do. Is he gonna pop his power? Doesn't look like he is. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. The Duster is just so nice. And there we go. The CO unit falls. That's huge. He has to keep the CO unit safe. So important. And he builds up even more units. And it looks like another push on the HQ is inevitable. We're on day 30, ladies and gentlemen. We're on day 30. We are on day 30. And Yoshi just continues to hammer any units going towards this HQ. The mech ball doesn't seem to have moved in 10 days. It's still sitting up there in the corner, just looking for an opportunity to pounce forward. And this Duster is getting crazy value right now because it can retreat behind the mountains away from the Anti-Air. I like how Yoshi Rider put his CO unit into an Anti-Air now. And once again, he is pushing for the HQ. And this time around, this push looks really scary. Look at all the purple units that he has right now with the power in tow. This has to be it. This has to be the push that ends the game. Maybe not. I think the CO unit in the Anti-Air was a very smart choice, I think. Let us see what happens. I'm expecting a CO power next turn, potentially. More mechs coming in. There's been nothing but mechs coming out of that base for the last 15 days. More battlecopters. Alright, here we go. Here it comes. The power and the push. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe this is it. This has to be it. This has to be the final push. This is the killing blow. We're on day 31. It looks like Geldon is finally going to be able to take that HQ. But what an absolutely crazy match. There we go. Oh my god. What a match. What a match, ladies and gentlemen. What an absolute crazy match. Well, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna eat dinner now, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this absolutely bonkers match. Let me know what you think about Lee and other custom COs from Days of Ruin. Do you like them? Do you think they're stupid? Do you think Advanced Wars by Web should add custom COs? I think they should, honestly. Make it a community event thing. Like, have people, like, vote on them and stuff. It'd be really fun, I think, for the community. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.